Hey guys, it is day 3 of MTAC Con Prep. I stayed up a little bit late last night. I know I look like I just got run over by a bus, so you'd assume I stayed up super late, but only a little bit late last night, and I slept in way too late this morning. I am ashamed to admit it, 2:50 now, so I slept away half my day because I was just exhausted. Doing a show right on the back of doing a big trip is very tiring, so I'm going to try to just forgive myself and move on. I did get a little extra done, a little plus ultra done last night after I signed out that I want to show you guys because that's some of what I'm going to be working on today. So I got my Sakura and Madoka sketches transferred and I went ahead and started the brusho. So other than brushing off the excess brusho and sealing these are ready to paint. My to-do list for today says go through inventory, work on Sakura and Madoka, work on the pre-started line arts, finish Kind Kitty, glue backs to charms, and schedule YouTube and Patreon. So let's see how much of that I can actually get done. So I've started doing inventory, and I've already started to find things that I need to restock. So rather than stopping what I'm doing immediately to restock those items, I'm going to start a list and add that to the checklist that I've already got going on. So first things first, I need to reprint copies of Lilliputian Living because I'm all out of them. So it's pretty late. It's almost 11 o'clock. I got a late start. It's going to be a late night. I'm almost finished with the Madoka and Sakura watercolors that I began painting earlier today. I'm working on the blue lines for Shiro. I've got Lance and I've got Pidge sketched out. My goal is to get all of the paladins ready for MTAC this weekend. And that will give me, let's see, I guess, math time. 6 paladins, plus Sakura and Madoka is 8, plus 3 of the Boku no Hero Academia kids is 11. So I'll have 11 new mini watercolors. And then I would really like to start getting these painted. I don't know if that's going to happen. So my goal for tonight is finish Shiro. And that'll leave me Allura, Keith, and Hunk to do tomorrow. And put the finishing touches on Sakura and Madoka. And then I haven't done any of the scheduling, like the content scheduling that I need to do. So maybe I'll do enough for this week and then try to get a panel done on 7-inch Kara. We'll see if all that happens. But I'm going to push to try and get all of that done. In fact, to help me remember, I'm going to make a list of those things real quick, and that way I can scratch them off as I finish them, because I am getting really brain tired. So hopefully this will help me keep on track as my brain kind of slumps off into oblivion. Hey guys, so it's 12:50. I'm trying to kind of close in on my evening. This is the first of 3 graphite transfers, so I need to transfer the other 2, but I thought I'd give my hand a little bit of a rest and do the background while I let my hand rest, basically. It has been a really long evening for me, and part of it is because I'm like dealing with this feeling of like the time crunch since I got up so late today. I really feel like I kind of started my day off on the wrong foot by sleeping in so late. And I don't even know why I slept so late, because I went to sleep almost immediately. I was exhausted when I went to sleep. So as a bit of a treat for myself, an incentive to keep going, I bought myself the newest Gekken Shoujo Nozaki-kun. I bought that on Kindle, so I'll read that for a little while tonight and give myself a little bit of a treat, something to look forward to. I usually treat myself with food, and that's not a great thing. Of course, then I also will forget to eat, so I guess it evens out calorie-wise. Alright, so I'm going to let this guy dry and work on transferring the other 2. Then I'll check in with you guys, everything I accomplished today, everything on my list, and what I want to get done tomorrow. Alright, last one. And I'm recording this because I wanted to sort of share some thoughts with you guys. So I've noticed a couple of things about myself. So
Last year, I used to really struggle with intrusive, depressive thinking. It was just really bad. If you've struggled with it yourself, you know what I'm talking about. I had a lot of depressive thinking as well. I was having trouble with suicidal thoughts. It was a really bad place. And I spent a lot of... Oh, I forgot to do something. I spent a lot of time and effort kind of rewiring how I thought about myself, how I handled these sort of situations. And I realized that being up late and working late on something that is low reward and isn't necessarily something I find relaxing to work on or something I enjoy working on for its own sake tends to really take it out of me. And I tend to have a lot of trouble with depressive, intrusive thinking at night when I'm finished after a day of working on that. And I find that breaking things up a little bit more and planning a little bit better, I tend not to have that. Now, last night, it was really bad. Yeah, last night. And it was for no reason. I'd worked really hard. I felt really good when I ended the video about where I was at. There was really no reason for me to feel that way. But I felt that way because I was exhausted and I have a week of exhausting work ahead of me, and then I have a con to do, and that's just a lot. That's a lot for someone who doesn't have ADHD. It's probably even more for someone who does. So that was the first thought, is that when I stay up late and I've been working all day, I tend to have a lot of trouble controlling my intrusive depressive thinking. So if that's something you struggle with, I mean, that's something to be aware of, that being up like this probably triggers and feeds into it, and just try to be careful about it. I've gotten better about how I plan and prep for cons because it's such a problem, but, you know, the Japan trip kind of fell at a not a great time. There wasn't a better time, but it wasn't a great time. And I had been working on other work-related things before I left for the Japan trip. I was prepping my ALAC illustration, submission illustrations. I mean, I was busy, and I've been busy for the past 6 months, and to be honest, there's not enough time to be able to have planned for MTAC the way I would have wanted to plan for MTAC and do all the other things I'm responsible for. A lot of it is just going to be me having to let go of some of that and make peace that I'm not going to get everything done that I want to get done, because conventions are not what I want my bread and butter to be. I want comics to be my bread and butter, and for me to be able to work on comics, I have to devote time to working on comics. So, you know, I could not have planned better and done as much as I did on Kara last year as I did. So, that's something I knew going into it. These late nights, I mean, I didn't realize I was as out of inventory as I was. I really hadn't planned on spending so much time creating new stock, but it is what it is. MTAC's one of my big 2 cons, and I really love it, and I really love the kids there, and I just always want to give it my best. So, you know, it's unfortunate that I'm doing this to myself, but I am. But I'm warning you guys, because if it's something you struggle with and you don't know why you struggle with it, this could be why. The other thing is, the more I juggle, the less quality work I do. And I know that sounds like a duh, but I'm talking about even basic things like drawing really start to suffer when I'm juggling too many things, because I never have enough time to think things all the way through or to do things that are kind of innovative. I'm just forever rehashing the things I've already done. And this con, the trip I just took, just everything has really been a lot, and it's really been taxing, and I'm tired and I haven't taken a break yet. So I'm clearly not doing my best work. And all those years of teachers being like, Becca, are you doing your best work? Well, you know, I'm doing ballet and I'm doing Girl Scouts and I'm in honors classes. I feel like I'm doing the best I can, but I'm not doing my best work because I'm overburdened. So it's not me complaining. I'm pointing it out because I'm aware of it. I'm going to try to take that into account as I work on things, cut myself some slack, give myself a little bit longer of a timeline when I can, and just be patient and forgiving with my own limitations. So I thought that was important to point out to you guys because people don't talk about those things, and it's something that people with ADHD do deal with, and even people who don't have ADHD deal with those things. So I hope me mentioning it has helped maybe you be like, hey, wait a minute, that's me. And maybe you can start to find forgiveness for yourself or understand that, you know, even if someone can accomplish a lot, they're doing it at a high price. So this is the last of my graphite transfers. So that means I can be done for the day. I'm going to check in with you guys with my to-do list, my to-done list, and what we're going to do tomorrow. Alright guys, it is time to say good evening on the, I think it's the third day of con prep. I am so glad today is over. I was so ready for the day to be over. So today I did a first pass on inventory. You guys joined me for that, and I apologize if it took a long time or if it was boring for some of you. I know others of you benefit from that kind of step-by-step analytical going through something like that, especially since we may not be so organizationally minded. Sometimes we have to find our own methods. So I will put time codes for this video, and if I have to break this up into different days, I'll put time codes for all of those so that you guys can find relevant stuff and you don't have to sit through things you don't like sitting through. I finished up Sakura and Madoka, and they're both very cute. I did not start on my pre-started line arts, but I did sketch Pidge, Lance, and Shiro. I graphite transferred them, and I put the brusher down so they can dry overnight. So I did do something that was relevant to my goals that wasn't on my list. I did finish Con Kitty and the background, and it's been appropriately sized. I did glue backs to charms, and I did schedule YouTube content. Let's see. Yep, so that's that. What I have on here for tomorrow: paint line arts, work on table promo, and submit Con Kitty for print. So that sounds like a really feasible list. I am going to change that list though. We're going to finish Pidge, Lance, Shiro, sketch Keith, Allura, and Hunk. Oh, the idea of doing table promo is so exhausting. I may have to nix that for this con. Let's see. So, finish Pidge, Lance, and Shiro. Sketch Keith, Allura, and Hunk. Scan. Finish. Watercolor. Switch over to orange. So, actually, I can probably postpone that till Wednesday, and that means I can get mini watercolors of everything I've done so far. So, I did actually attach some of the line arts to boards, so I will start painting line arts, assemble promo image. So that's a good place to start for tomorrow. That might actually be more than I can chew, but we'll see. Hopefully I will get up earlier tomorrow. I'm going to set my alarm and hope I don't sleep through it. So I will see you guys tomorrow for our 4th day of con prep as part of my Life with ADHD series. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.